So, today oh, my voice cracked really bad. So today I have decided to do my labor and delivery story of you, Luna. From when she was born, which it has been a while. I wasn't able to vlog at that moment because I didn't start my YouTube channel or anything. So
Good.
how old are you?
I'm 2.
You're 2?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm 2.
I'm 2.
I'm 2. So I didn't start my YouTube channel until okay, thank you. So I didn't start my YouTube channel until I think it was late last year, early this year. And so again, I did not start my YouTube channel, so I didn't get to film her birth. And the whole reason I mostly started my YouTube channel is so I can watch not only her grow, but our family grow. Obviously, if you guys did not know, I am currently pregnant with my second baby. Yeah, second baby, your sister. Yeah, we're just gonna get into this. A lot of it is a lot of hazy because it has been 2 years since she was born. Don't touch that. Oh, kid. Oh, don't do that.
How was the Pikachu?
Okay. Sit down right here.
How big is those?
Okay. Okay. Give a kiss right there. Okay. Sit down, okay?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna kind of get into this. So I was going to be induced at 39 weeks. The only reason I was being induced is because I do have a lot of medical illnesses, and my cardiologist was concerned that there was possibly a hole in my heart or possibly something else going on that was putting mine and her life in jeopardy. There was not later on coming out. I was just very, very sick, and being pregnant was, sorry, she's moving the camera over. Being pregnant was making these symptoms 100 times worse, so I was struggling a lot. So she went ahead and induced me. Well, she suggested that I be induced and brought it up to my OB. From that point on, I had gone to go be induced at 39 weeks. So I had gone into the hospital on March 19th. They had wanted me to go into labor and delivery around, thank you, around 8 o'clock that night. So we had gone in, and you know, they make you do, if you've had a baby, you already know, they make you do paperwork, and then they make you do blood work. They started an IV, and they were pushing fluids. And another thing they always do is they put that I don't know what it's called, that thing they put on your stomach to listen to the baby's heart rate and everything. So all that was being set up, and then they had left for about, I think, like half an hour or so. They said that they were gonna just do my blood work, I guess, and then they had come in and they did, I'm not sure what the medicine was called. I honestly don't remember much from that day, from the past, those 2 days. Luna had come in and they flicked this little tiny pill up into my cervix. I believe it was Baby Shark? Yeah. So they had flicked this little pill up, and sorry, she's everywhere. Flicked this little pill up into my cervix to start thinning it. I believe that's what it was doing, because I don't remember what she had told me. From that point on, they had already started putting this, when they had put on everything on my stomach. So I was having contractions on my own, so, which I kind of knew that's what was happening. Because I was already having, you know, off and on, like I thought it was just Braxton Hicks. So that night they pretty much just let me and Jeff hang out. They let him sleep. I was starting to get some pretty strong contractions on my own. He was sleeping, and I was up majority of the night, which I still make fun of him for it to this day. I was like, oh, you got to sleep? Well, I didn't get any sleep. I was, you know, pushing out a human. At that point, I mean, she was obviously coming in to check on me and things like that, but mostly just hanging out. They were letting me eat some Jell-O, and I was having ice chips and things like that, because I know they really don't let you eat much when you're actually in labor. So, and I wasn't in active labor at that point. So the next day, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I think she said that I was like, I started dilated like 2 or 3 centimeters. That was about it. And sorry, that they were gonna start Pitocin to start getting everything to move a little bit faster. And I did know that they were gonna be using Pitocin, because that is obviously, my doctor talked to me about what they were gonna be using before I had gone to be induced. So I want to say like a few hours later, my mom had come in, and we were hanging out. Me and Jeff had just actually financed a car at that time, so there was something going on with the car. I don't remember what it was. I told Jeff just to go deal with it and then come back, and hopefully he wouldn't miss anything, just in case, you know. So he had left. My mom came to hang out with my sister, and I want to say like half an hour after Jeff had left, Jeff is my husband, if you didn't know that. If you're new to my channel at all, yes, that's my husband. We were sitting there talking, me and my mom, and in the middle of my sentence, I looked at her and I was like, Mom, I think I just peed myself. I felt like, I don't know how to explain it. It felt like just like like a gush of water, like when you pee and it just like, and then it stopped. And that was it. And I was like, Mom, I peed myself. And she's like, no, you didn't pee yourself. She goes, that's your water. It must have just broke. And I was like, oh my God. And then it just started gushing. Like in the movies, when you just see like gushing everywhere, that's what was happening. And so I had stood up, because I was like, I don't know. It just felt very uncomfortable to be sitting in a bed. So I had stood up, and it just gushing, like a lot of water. Like the nurse had come in, she's trying to bring towels and everything, and she's like, you have a lot more water than normal people. And I was like soaked. It was all over the bed, it was all over the floor. People were slipping in it. It was like off a movie. It was a lot of water. I don't think that's normal, because it surprised me how much there was. And it was just, it's just crazy. Like, me and my mom still joke about it till this day, like absolutely how crazy it was that
What? What is that?
You're such a ham. How much water was just
Daddy, I want to be
gushing. Okay, stop doing that, please. So at this point, pretty much the pain started to worsen, obviously. I had asked for the epidural because I don't remember how many centimeters. I was already dilated. I was just in a lot of pain. And so I believe it was like an hour and a half wait just for the epidural, and I was like, I cannot wait that long. It was like a crazy amount of time, and I was like, I just can't wait that long. I'm in a lot of pain. And they had gave me something through my IV. They kept drugging me and drugging me and drugging me until the epidural came, and I don't remember much between that time period. I remember people talking to me, and I don't remember answering them or being able to even speak, honestly. I don't remember much of that at all. So yeah, thinking back on that time, like what was going on at that period, I don't remember. I remember asking for more. And I think my mom called me a druggie, but I don't remember more than that. When it started to wear off, I believe that's when the epidural, they had come in with the epidural. And obviously they make you like bend over and that you cannot move, but I was drugged at this time, and Jeff is in front of me, and so I was hunched over, and he's like, okay, make sure you don't move. Well, being drugged and you're telling people not to move, and he just shoves this thing in my spine, I moved like to the side a little bit. Yeah, and now that I think about it, that's like really scary. But I did move. I think I told him sorry or something like that, and he's like, oh, you're fine, or something. Like, I was like, okay. Yeah, because I just don't remember much from being drugged. After the medicine wore off, I think, completely, and then the epidural had finally kicked in completely, I fell asleep for a little bit because I felt so much better. But I think after after the epidural had kind of kicked in, I laid down, I went to sleep, and then I started getting this like very full pressure feeling. A lot of people describe it as you feel like you need to poop, and let me tell you, it does. It feels exactly like that. I felt like I was like, Mom, I gotta poop. It's not a good feeling at all, especially when you feel like that's not the baby, I have to poop. So at that point, when I started feeling that, the nurse had come in before I had even been able to call her, and she's like, oh, looks like it's time to push. And I was like, oh, finally. And oh, thank you.
It's a copy.
Yeah.
Take.
Oh, you want it? Can you go put it back on Mommy's dresser? Thank you. So at that point, they have your legs spread wide open. Everybody was in there. My mom, my dad was obviously to the side, though. He wasn't like all centered in on that area. Obviously Jeff was there. My sister was there. My grandma was there. God, I feel like there was more people in the room. I don't know. It felt like the whole world was all centered in on my area. And when you're in that moment, you don't care. You just get her out of me. But like now I think I was like, they all know what I look like. And yeah, but I mean, I don't really care. There's no my family, but it just feels really awkward now that I think about it. Like, so I started pushing. It took about an hour of just pushing. I don't understand, like, I see some people, and I know they're just movies, but like these movies, and they're like screaming and yelling, and you know what I'm talking about. And I'm just like, I just like was quiet. I didn't feel much pain, just a lot of pressure, and that's the only way I can honestly describe it. It's just a lot of pressure. There at the end, she's like, I need a really big push, and so I pushed as hard as I could, and she was born. Luna Avery Barton was born at 6:16 p.m. on March 20th, and the minute she was born, we had problems. She came out sunny side up, so her nose was completely squished. Which it was squished until, I want to say, like 2 or 3 months after she was born. Yeah, it was very, very, very squished. She wasn't breathing when she was born. The cord was wrapped around her neck, so she was very, very purple when she was born. And I remember my mom yelling or something, she's purple, she's not breathing, and I was like freaking out, but it's like I could stand up at that point. They had brought her over to the bed, and they were drying her off, trying to get her to breathe, and that's when all the NICU nurses came running in, trying to get her to breathe, and she just like, they were trying to like resuscitate her, I believe. It was so scary. I don't mean to laugh like it's funny. I mean to laugh because I was really, really scared. And I kept asking over and over again. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And nobody was answering me. My doctor wasn't answering me. My mom wasn't able to answer me because she was trying to figure out what's going on. And I think it was like 3 to 5 minutes later. Or it could have been even longer. I don't remember. I was freaking out. And she finally started crying. And oh, let me tell you, I was freaking out. And you cannot stand up at that point, especially after they had cut me. So they were stitching me up and making me deliver the placenta, and you know, they push on your stomach and everything, and that's not a very good feeling at all. So it was a lot of what's going on for like 5 minutes after that. And then she finally started breathing. They brought her to my chest and I was able to hold her, and she was just laying there. She wasn't crying. She whined a little bit, like she wasn't crying, she was just kind of whining. And she laid on my chest for I don't know how long, until she took pictures with everybody. My family started coming in, Jeff's family started coming in, and everyone took a picture. Everyone got to meet her, and to this day everybody loves her. So that is my labor and delivery story. I do think I want to make a video on how things went postpartum, because if you've seen my pregnancy story video, that was another very, very long video. But I do go into detail in there, kind of what happened there when I was in postpartum. And I do want to make another video on that, because I was I shortened it a lot of my pregnancy story. So if you guys want to see that, comment down below, because I think I want to make that video, but I don't know yet. So yeah, that was my labor and delivery story of my little monkey Luna.
Monkey Nana?
Monkey Luna. So we'll see you guys in our next video. Make sure you guys subscribe, put on that post notification bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. And give us a
Bye-bye.
like. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye guys. Say bye guys.
Bye, guys.